And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective to current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, a real estate and finance expert, and goes to bat for you every day as your consumer advocate. Your host, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and so much more. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, and I don't care if you're climbing the corporate ladder, if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work every day, this show's for you. Number one, we want to educate, we want to entertain, but most importantly, we want to engage you to help you live a better life. Now, how can we do that? We've got a couple ways to reach out. We've got a consumer advocate hotline out there. I want you to pull out your smartphone and save this number in your phone. It's 813-917-1894. Consumer advocate program there for any of your questions, concerns, comments regarding real estate, credit, finance. We want you to reach out. Also have an awesome website blog out there at realestateradiotampa.com, facebook.com/real estate quarterback show. And we want to go against the nonsense in the mainstream media. Got an all-star lineup for you today. Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. I've got Samantha DeBianchi from $1 Million Listing Miami. Welcome into the studio.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Looking forward to it. Got to play your song here.
Welcome to Miami.
All right. Also in studio, we have Max Jackson with Florida Agency, formerly Hillsborough Title. Welcome in.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
That's got to be one of the best names of all of marketing there, Max Jackson.
Max Jackson in the house.
Love it. Love it. And my co-host, the Wolf, Jason Salmon, in studio.
Thanks, Brandon. Always great to be here. Today we got another edition of Ask the Real Estate Quarterback, as well as some other news in real estate, so stay tuned.
That's right. Let's jump right into this great content. We got to plug our sponsors. I want to give shots out. Freedom Boat Club, one of the best kept secrets here in Tampa Bay. It's an opportunity to pull up, you bring your cooler down to the boat dock and say hello to Mike Craig and Captain Fred over there, and it's a day on the water, building memories with your family. One of my favorite things to do is boating here in Tampa Bay. Freedom Boat Club. And it's a membership-based organization, 13 locations. There's also locations nationwide. So wherever you want to vacation, I'm planning one for the later part of the summer down in Isla Mirada in the Keys. And the boat's already there waiting for me. No need to drag it around on a trailer or pay for the insurance. And what's the saying, Jason, about the boaters?
Yeah, what are the best days in the life of a boater?
That's right. 2 best days. You know it?
The first best day is
when you buy it and when you
sell it.
That's right. You want to when you sell that boat, get rid of those headaches. So Freedom Boat Club also shouts out to Hula Bay. That's our official restaurant partner. We're going to be limoing over there after we record the show here, and we're going to head over to Hula Bay. It's the official restaurant partner of the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Say hello to Mike Finnegan over there at Hula Bay, and waterfront dining. And again, one of the best kept secrets there, because people, every time we go down, someone says, man, I never knew this was here. It's gorgeous, right on the water, and it's a great opportunity. So shouts out to our partners. Thanks for your support. And let's go ahead and jump into this great content. You know, Samantha, is our pregame talk here in the green room, so to speak. We were talking about a couple of milestones that happened here. First female on the $1 Million Listing series of shows, and a lot of cool stuff happening there.
I am the first female, although I think I'm probably the most masculine out of the entire franchise.
Could be.
By a long shot.
Right.
There is a San Francisco one coming out as well, also 3 gentlemen. So maintaining that first female status.
Yeah.
So it was a great show. Hopefully, did you watch it?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So tell me about me.
Quiz me.
What happened on episode 7?
Okay, you got me. But, you know, and the other thing I really respect as well, that you're independent in terms of your real estate brokerage, as am I, with Platinum MVP Realty.
Yes.
It's our own flag. It's our own tradition. It's our own brand. So, yeah, talk to me a little bit more about the importance of that.
Well, I was actually going to move to a larger company. If you watched the show, I was very serious about moving to Sotheby's. But, you know, I built myself very, very quickly I worked my butt off to get where I am. And a last-minute decision, I actually looked at how Barbara Corcoran grew herself.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, I'm happy and I'm proud of everything that I did and I've done and what I'm continuing to do. I have a lot of really cool things in the pipeline and in the works. And hopefully I'll be sharing some of that very soon.
Awesome. Looking forward to hearing that. And yeah, it's interesting when we think about real estate, the ability to be self-employed and to write your own paycheck and to kind of design your own life. And that's the secret to life, by the way, is to find something that you're passionate about. And we found that with our radio show here, the Real Estate Quarterback Show. It's truly something that I embody as a quarterback, as a young kid, and Pop Warner and state championship games and all that fun stuff. So, we kind of have that metaphor here with the Real Estate Quarterback Show. We want to help our clients. We want to quarterback their transaction and help them, win in any marketplace is the tagline here.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
So we want to help people win out there and ultimately, any marketplace. So no matter what you're looking at, one of the topics I want to jump into is inventory. Here in Tampa Bay, we've got a shortage of inventory, and we've traditionally heard of looky-loo buyers out there. The tire kickers type of spiel. But we see the same thing on the selling side. And, matter of fact, I'm actually encouraging that right now because there's such a lack of inventory in Tampa Bay. We talk about Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater. And, Sam, you're representing another beautiful area over there in Miami.
I'm somewhere sunny and 75.
Right. And the best real estate in the world between our two cities. I firmly believe that when you think about, internationally, where you want to place your dollar.
Right.
It's kind of like we're the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry, so to speak, in terms of putting your money into the markets.
Right. Miami's really unique just because of the fact that now it's not just luxury real estate that's down there, but it's designer brand real estate. You have buildings called, the Porsche Design Tower. You have the Fendi Chateau.
Gucci has one too, don't they?
They Armani.
Oh, Armani, that's what it was, yeah.
So now a lot of international buyers, they're buying not just because, of the great deals, but because of the name. So they can go back to wherever they're from and they're saying, I live at, the Fendi building or the Armani building. So it's amazing what a brand name can do and what that adds and how that adds value.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool when you really think about the science behind all of that.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
So.
It all boils down to, as human beings, mentally how we're working here. We're thinking, okay, we want to compete with the neighbor, the Joneses type of thing.
Right. And then when you talked about inventory, I mean, it is slim pickings. When you're a realtor, as you know, you also have to be a magician. And I take out my magic wand and put on my hat, and I have to find homes that don't exist.
Right.
So a lot of times, you're knocking on people's doors and trying to see who wants to sell because there's so many buyers out there. But I feel that a lot of people, aren't realizing that the deals are out there, but it's nowhere near like it was 2 years ago.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people are in regret and denial that they missed the boat.
And on that point right there, what we want to do, again, we're a consumer advocate program here. We want to entertain, educate, inspire, but most importantly, we want to engage. So if you're out there thinking about potentially listing your home, or if you just want to know what the value of your home is, maybe how many foreclosures, short sales are going on in your neighborhood, what we're going to do is we're going to offer a $500 value here. So pull out your smartphones. What you want to do is, if you want a free comparable market analysis on your property, what we want you to do is pull out your smartphone, text the word value to our consumer advocate hotline. It's 813-917-1894. Text value now for the first 5 listeners. Free appraisal on your home. Text value to 813-917-1894. That's our consumer advocate hotline. Now, if you're not a texter, you can call, leave a voicemail, and my promise is to get back to you before my head hits the pillow. So yeah, let's. What else you seeing over there in Miami?
Miami is exploding. I mean, if you talk about, a lot of people come to South Florida in general and they're like, well, should I buy Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach? And it's really neat how different all 3 regions really are.
Right.
Miami is so diverse and cultural, but it's kind of like a mini New York right now, only not with the price tag.
Exactly.
You go a little bit more north to Fort Lauderdale, you'll slow down a little, but still a great area, a lot of really amazing development.
Yep.
And then you can go to Palm Beach, which, you have the Polo Club, you have a lot of golf courses. It's a little bit slower, but it's amazing how many people are moving from either Miami to Lauderdale or Miami to Palm Beach down to Lauderdale or Miami, and everyone kind of stays within that whole 3 regions that are there. So South Florida as a whole is just really, really, really booming. I'm the busiest I've ever been.
That's a great problem to have, yeah, absolutely.
I know.
And then you're down on the Keys. You take an hour drive or so, just depending on which key you want to go to. I mean, think about what we offer here in Florida. And I hear people, my radio network's based in California, and I'm going out there at the end of the month. Oh, San Diego's finest city. Yeah, you got a state income tax. You got the affordability factor. You got earthquakes. You got a drought. We have our own, stuff here with weather. You can't blame the weather. But when you look at the affordability of South Florida, you look at the absence of a state income tax and, the low mortgage rates right now that we have, it's a great opportunity to get in the home buying game. And if you're looking to sell your property, you might want to consider the Federal Reserve. And we'll touch a little bit about the Federal Reserve, what they said here when we come back as well. But you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Got an all-star lineup here. Samantha DeBianchi, Bravo's $1 Million Listing, and other experts here in studio as well. And when we come back, we're going to talk about this shrinking shadow inventory to raise prices coming from the Florida Realtor Organization. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, realestateradiotampa.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show. I'm a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, featured in Florida Realtor Magazine twice in the last 2 years, recognized for my innovation with marketing, search engine optimization, YouTube video marketing, radio, internet, dominating for our clients, helping them maximize the sale of their homes, profit more on the sale of their properties. And we've got this segment being brought to you by Global Pilot Academy. Captain Will Smith does a great job. He's actually teaching me how to get my pilot license. And over over at Tampa Executive Airport. They can teach you how to fly. They've got the maintenance side as well. And shouts out to Captain Will Smith. You'll see his information across the screen if you're watching our TV show, which you could see live on realestateradiotampa.com is our TV show. And before we jump back into this great content, I want to touch on a couple of hot listings that we have. We've got 5506 Beeman Dew Loop in Land O'Lakes. This is a $1.275 million property, 4 bedrooms, 5 and 1/2 bath, custom-built, high-end home situated on gorgeous Lake Thomas in a private gated community on a ski lake. So beautiful property there at 5506 Beeman Dew Loop in Land O'Lakes. Also have 7504 Gardner Road. Now, this is a 27-acre ranch, and it's $49,000 per acre, one of the cheapest costs per acre you're going to find. So if you're a developer out there, someone or know someone who is, Gardner Road, I got 27-acre ranch in the heart of Tampa Bay, just south of the Citrus Park Mall and just to the east of Sheldon Road, just where Memorial, Sheldon, Hillsborough intersect, just north of that. 27-acre ranch there, great opportunity. And we also have a opportunity in Gulf Winds Drive in St. Pete. We've got a spot there that's picked out for 12 townhouses at $1.35 million for that property. So for this or any of your other questions, comments, concerns with the Real Estate Quarterback Show, we want you to reach out to our Consumer Advocate Hotline at 813-917-1894. We also have a Savvy card where you can text and you would see our Savvy card on your smartphone. So all you have to do is text RE like real estate, QB like quarterback, put that in the content of the text message and text it to 72889. Text REQB to 72889, and you'll see my Savvy card, all my listings, all my links to my preferred partners. Again, 50 different partners here in Tampa Bay that are the finest folks that can help you with any of your life decisions, real estate, business, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning. We want to be your number one super connector here in Tampa Bay to help you with that. So let's go back to this great content. We got Samantha in from Bravo's $1 million listing in Miami, and we were talking about some of the interesting points. And, what I want to talk about as well is your independent real estate brokerage, as am I here with Platinum MVP Realty. Jason Salmon as well as an expert buyer agent there with Platinum MVP Realty located on Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. And, there's a national sentiment right now. When I'm on listing appointments and I'm hearing some of the competitors and I'm talking about it, I'm saying, hey, there's a national sentiment against the big box stores. And that's with what we saw with the financial meltdown. We had Chase, the Goldman Sachs, on and on. Wells, these big names, as a consumer out there, do we want to support these big brand companies, or do we like to support entrepreneurs like us? Samantha, what would you say there?
I mean, I always tell people, what are you most comfortable with? It's not necessarily about the company as much as it's about the person and who you connect with the most, who's going to do the best job for you. Just because you have a big company doesn't mean that you're going to get the job done. Just because you have a small company doesn't mean you're going to get the job done. Right. And that goes whether it's a lender or a realtor. I mean, you have to truly have a solid relationship. Know that your realtor, your lender, whoever it is going to go up to bat for you, who's going to answer the phone when you need, when you have a question.
Right. Good point.
Who's going to really walk you through everything and make you feel the most confident and comfortable, and obviously get you the best deal or the most amount of money.
Right.
So, I know many people that are like, oh, well, I have my friend or this or that. They use their friends, not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah,
and
the kid's soccer coach.
Exactly. And they get hurt by them in some way, and they're like, Sam, I wish I used you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I kind of told you. But it's really like I said before, it's kind of like Avatar, and you need to just connect tails with that person. There's that right person to connect tails with.
Right.
And it's just a matter of finding them and really truly take it seriously. I mean, this is your money here. So interview people. Don't just hire a friend, or don't just hire someone who you think is going to do the best job, but who is going to do the best job. And that is a difference. There is a difference.
That's what I always say, too, when I'm making those calls for the expireds or listing appointments. I say, hey, listen, I'm open to competition. I want competition. I want you to bring in someone else, because when I sit down and I show you what I'm going to show you with all the different marketing, everything that we're doing, the radio show, the TV show now, I'm open to competition. But sometimes you just get people, they still, oh, well, we've already kind of said, and this and that, and they just want to go with the first person they talk to. Or
I think people need to realize that you need to see beyond the smoke show. So especially in South Florida, you always hear about the international buyers. And, every realtor says, I have all these international buyers. So I tell people, I said, okay, well, in the past year, how many international buyers have you sold to? Right. And that's when they're like, well, the company has a lot of international buyers. And it's like, okay, let's talk dollar for dollar here. And really, let's just be honest. Yeah. How about that policy? Sure. Wow, what a concept.
Exactly. Yeah, it is. It really is. It boils down to, and we kind of talk about this when we had our mortgage partner on the show is, the lending tree type of aspect that our consumers are looking at. Mm-hmm. And essentially what it is okay, the premise sounds good. When banks compete, you win. But what happens is it turns into a lead generation system, and they shop that loan out to whoever wants to pay for it. And then they pull your credit 4 and 5 times. And then it turns into who can outlie the other rep.
Right.
Sure.
With those situations.
I think a big question, too, to ask when you're thinking about choosing a realtor is it's more about innovation. You know what I mean? Can any realtor out there technically sell a home? Sure. But it's at what price, it's how fast, and it's how much exposure that they can get you. Right. And I think with models, like ours or like Sam's, that's where you get it. It's from the exposure, it's from the innovation, it's from the video marketing, it's from the social media, it's from the blogs. Without that innovation, you're just standard.
Innovation and availability. I can't emphasize how many times, I have to call them, I have to text them, I have to email them, I have to stalk them and find out where they live, and then show up at their house and say, hey, can I share your listing? Right. I actually have done that before. It's a little strange, I'm not going to lie. Yeah. But it's kind of crazy. It's like, how do these people get listings? Yeah. So those are the questions to ask, and test them out. Test your agent out. Text them at 9 o'clock at night, because you get people I have a ton of clients in California. 3-hour difference, and they're going to be calling and emailing and texting at that time. Right. So you better make sure that your realtor's responding, because that's a potential buyer right there. To me, it's a small price to pay to be self-employed. We got these smartphones. We can take on the boat with us if we're going on Freedom Boat Club for the day, or whatever we're doing. So we have this opportunity. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this for our renters out there. Now, if you're renting in this economy, man, there's Harvard studies been done. The rents are rising. We want to get you off the fence as well. So I'm talking to you renters out there. What we're going to do is offer you a rent versus own analysis. Now, all you have to do is text the amount of rent that you're paying and the amount, and text the word rent to our consumer advocate hotline. Again, it's 813-917-1894. Text rent and the amount of rent that you're paying. And what we're going to do, our mortgage partner, Mark and Tony at Integrity Financial Services, they're going to set up a rent versus own analysis. It's going to show you the amount of money you're throwing away, paying in rent, not paying down the principal on your home, not taking advantage of the tax write-offs, and all of the advantages of home ownership, and the ability to throw a party there if you want, since it's your home. And I know some of you do that anyway. So and that's encouraged, actually. So Real Estate Quarterback Show. We'll be back in a moment. RealEstateRadioTampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show. This segment is brought to you by the Maids Cleaning Service, home cleaning service. You see their cars riding around out there in Tampa Bay. They bring in 4 cleaning experts, and they clean your home spotless. Do a great job on my condo. And we've got a couple of hot listings here. 9807 Bay Island Drive in Tampa. It's in the 33615 zip. It's $800,000 for 5 bedrooms, 3 and 1/2 bath. In the Bayport Village. It's a beautiful waterfront property here with bay access, and it's on a freshwater lake. So as you come in from the salt water, maybe you're going out to Bahama Breeze for the day, Hogan's Beach, Whiskey Joe's, and you're coming back in, your boat is going to be washed out and your engine's going to be cleaned in the fresh water as you come back into your beautiful home at 9807 Bay Island Drive here in Tampa Bay. Got 4704 Ashton Court in Tampa, and this is a lovely Stonehenge property here at 3 bedrooms, 2 bath in Carrollwood, listed at $228,000. And we got, have you ever wanted to own your own hotel? Well, I've got an opportunity for you here. We got 636 Corey Avenue in St. Pete Beach, and it's a great opportunity to buy a piece of paradise here. Minutes walk to the beach, sugar sand that we have here in the Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater area. One of the best places in the nation to be living in.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
Okay, and as at Tampa Bay here, again, we have a consumer advocate platform, and we want to do the most good in Tampa Bay. We got a relationship with Warwick Dunn Charities, former guest of the show, friend of the program here, and